Hi everyone and welcome back to a brand new video.
Hello!
So we're going back to an old classic, which we did a couple of these, but then we haven't done one in ages.
Yeah, and it's slightly different as well.
Yeah.
So we've sort of ranked rides in the past, but we thought we'd do, because we now know about this tier maker site, we thought we'd do a tier list.
A tier list of all, well we think it's all.
Yeah, we're not sure because this is an already pre-made tier list.
But it's all the Disneyland Paris rides and attractions, because there's some that aren't specifically rides but they're attractions, and yeah, we're basically gonna go through and rank them.
It's gonna be hard.
I know, especially because I miss it so much. I feel like I'm just gonna put everything at the top just because I miss it.
So as always, we have our categories. Oh, by the way, if you hear any sort of like water drops or whatever, it's because it's chucking it down with rain outside.
Really rainy.
So yeah,
it's actually quite relaxing though.
The categories that we have are, so we'll start from sort of like the least one, is we could give it a miss.
So that is exactly what it means. We could give it a miss. We might go on it, but we're not that bothered. Yeah.
If we have time is the next one.
So that is one that we would really like to do, but it would definitely be bottom of the list. So it's if we have time.
Yeah.
We'll ride it.
The middle one is has to be done.
Has to be done once.
Yeah.
So this might be a ride that we wouldn't go on like multiple times, but we have to ride it at least once.
Yeah. Then sort of second top is let's do it again.
So this is a ride which we would probably ride like 2 or 3 times in one day if we could, and we probably would go on it every day of our trip.
And like you come off of it and you're like, let's just go around again.
Yeah.
But then the top one is we're heading straight for it.
So that is like top tier ride. That is the ride which we will head straight for most days, and yeah, just our favourites.
I wonder how many are going to end up in it.
I know.
What we've done is there's loads of different tier lists about Disneyland Paris. But what we've done is we've chosen one where they've actually put down the names as well, because that just helped us with being able to identify what each thing was. Also,
some of the rides are in French, so we will do our best, but apologies if there's any mispronunciation, and also...
There will be.
There will be, and also we might call it something different, just because we might call it a different... instead of the French title, we might just call it something that we call it.
This is going to get us so excited for
I know.
trying to get back. Okay, so the first...
As always play along in the comments. So let us know if you agree or if you would have different ones in different categories, because I always love hearing everyone's opinion.
Yeah, that's what I love, everyone's different
opinion. Because if everyone made this tier list, they're probably all going to be completely different.
It's one of the joys of it. So the first one is... Le Passage Enchanté d'Aladdin,
which is Aladdin's
passage
cave. Yeah. So this is the it's more of an attraction than a ride, so it's like a walkthrough, and it's near the Agrabah cafe.
What I will try and do, and I've just given myself a lot of work, is if we've got footage of these things, I'll try and pop them in.
You're gonna regret that when you come to edit it. But we like this. And we have gone through it on most trips, although I don't think we went through it on our recent one.
It's a nice little thing to do if everything's a bit busy, and it just tells the story of Aladdin, but as these little models.
And it's cute. It is cute. I think I would put it in if we have time.
Yeah.
It's definitely one which, if it's a bit busy, and basically if we have time, we will go on it.
And what sometimes happens is we end up moving these back round once we've got, if we think it looks a bit top heavy. Next one is Autopia.
Oh, so this one has been closed for so long. Whenever we go, it is never running.
It was open when we went in our last trip, which was January of 2020. It had opened then, but it was so busy because obviously it had been closed for so long. People wanted to get on it.
I think it's in the middle. I think it has to be done once. It's probably not one that I would do multiple times, but if it is open, I would want to go on it.
So I think we've only ever done this. We did it on our first trip.
Yeah.
To Disneyland Paris.
And then they have the similar one in Walt Disney World. Yeah. I'm not sure what that one's called.
But I do love it.
It is fun. It's cute.
So we're going to go with has to be done once.
Has to be done once.
I'm really sorry if it sounds like you're taking off. It's my laptop is struggling for some reason.
Next is Blonde. Well, it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
You gave up.
See, I've had a few messages from people saying that Creepy Hand is no longer creepy.
Oh, not as creepy.
Not as creepy. But obviously I love this ride because of our badge and because of Snow White, and it has like quite a strong nostalgic
we better elaborate on that, to be honest. So it no longer moves.
Yes.
It's just static.
Yes. They've changed it. I think they.
So it's still a bit creepy because it's not moving.
Yeah, and also they've done up a lot of the ride, I think now.
Yeah. Excited though to go, but it's one that we always. I think it has to be done. Once.
I think it has to be done once. We don't tend to go on it more than once because once it's done, we're like, oh. But yeah.
The only like drawback on it is that it's so fast.
Yeah, you can hardly
whiz around,
and you can hardly like see the characters because it does move really quickly.
But we look on it very fondly.
Once. Oh, next is Big Thunder Mountain.
Well, this I think heading straight for it because we do. Or if we don't head straight for it, we head straight to get a fast pass for it.
Yeah, and it's a really good one to get a fast pass for because it gets so busy.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's epic. Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland Paris also is better than Big Thunder Mountain.
Controversial, but a lot of people share that opinion.
Yeah, it's longer. There's more elements to it. I think it's faster from what I remember. It feels faster. It's on its own little island. I just love it. I think it's such a good ride.
I love it. Big Thunder. That's right now. It's one of the rides that I just wish I was on.
I think we were saying like, what's the ride we would head to first if like we clicked our fingers and we're at Disneyland. And then I think it would be Big Thunder Mountain.
If you manage to do the going around while the fireworks are on, that's even better. Let's go well so far. Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast.
I think that has to be Let's Do It Again.
Yes.
Because we love this ride and we always have to do it more than once because we always have the tournament to see who wins.
Normally best of 3. It just depends how long our trip is.
Yeah.
I think when we went for that like 7, was it 7 days?
Did we do best of
8?
5?
I can't remember. Yeah, it was longer best of.
I think we did best of 5.
They've spruced up the outside of that as well.
Yeah, that's all new. Just the outside? I think they've spruced up a little bit of the...
Have they gone inside? I don't know. Yeah. I just know that they took down the signage and they redid the signage.
Yeah.
But it's such an amazing ride.
It's really good.
We always love like the shooting games.
Yeah, and I much prefer the Disneyland Paris one to the Walt Disney World one because...
You can take the gun out of the holster.
And also because I win on that one.
Most
of the time.
Wait until we get back.
Next is La Carousel de Lancelot, which is the carousel in Fantasyland. If we have time, I think.
Yeah, if we have time, I would say. Because there are some trips where we don't actually go on it.
No, and I love it, and I think it looks beautiful, and I always like to try and get a photo. But it's not one that we would ever queue for. Like, the queue would have to be quite
It's a one, if we're passing it, and there's not many people there, we'll go through and go on it.
Yeah, but we do enjoy it. Like, it's a classic. It's a carousel.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd been on a carousel until Helena sort of not made me go on one, but you know, we went on one. Was it Disney World?
Yeah, Disney World, I think. Oh, I do love a carousel. It is cute.
Oh, next one is in Walt Disney Studios. Cars Quattro Rally. Sorry.
Which is the Cars ride opposite Crush's Coaster, I believe.
It's the one where you just get in it front and back and it spins round, but it looks like you're going to hit all the other cars.
Yeah, it's really good fun. It's the perfect ride for children. I just think they all love it, don't they? Because it does feel like you're going to hit the next car.
Yeah, I'd probably say if we have time.
Okay.
Oh, were you going to say it has to be done once?
I was going to say it has to be done once.
Oh.
Because we have done it most trips once.
Yeah.
But, no, let's put it in if we have time because I wouldn't... It's another one that I wouldn't queue for.
Excited to go on the new studio tram tour though. Which is obviously around cars.
Yeah. Next is Casey Jr.
Casey Jr.'s coming down the track.
Casey Jr.'s back.
For me, it has to be done once.
I think it has to be done once. But that's only recently because we didn't go to Storybook Land until
Second or third
trip because we didn't know it existed. Which is...
Not until we watched back old footage of Helena there with her family when you were a child. And we were like, where's that big storybook?
We were like, where is that? And then someone put in the comments, you do realise that's still there? And we were like, no. We just never gone round that corner of the park. So, and then once we discovered it, we were like, this land is so cute.
We've been at the front.
Oh yeah?
And we've been at the back.
The back's better.
Back was great, although it was a bit of a tight squeeze.
Yeah, it's definitely obviously aimed for children, but it's a lot of fun.
And it's got a cracking soundtrack.
Right, should we put it on Has to Be Done Once?
Yes. Has to be done once. And then Dumbo the Flying Elephant. It's a lot of people's favourites.
A lot of people's favourites, but not our favourite.
I actually prefer, which will be later on, the magic carpets.
I think it's If We Have Time, which might be a bit controversial.
I like how nothing is going to go in We Could Give It a Miss.
I know. I mean, not right now. I miss it too much. Yeah, I think, what do you think?
I think If We Have Time, yeah.
Just because it's a classic Disney ride.
It's always quite busy.
It's always busy, and we're not huge fans of it. Like, we don't really. It's not one which I think of.
No. But it is a good one if you get on it because you get some nice views.
You get really nice views. You can take nice photos as well.
Yeah.
Next is Hyperspace Mountain.
I'm moving it
Heading straight for it.
Heading straight for it.
One of our absolute, if not our absolute favourite.
Yeah.
It's incredible, and it's actually Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain now, and I know some people, sorry, I was just going to say, I know some people weren't quite sure about it changing into Star Wars, but I've actually only known it as the Star Wars, but I love it because it feels like you're in the battle in space. And I think the music makes it now. Yeah. The Star Wars music, we rode it once when the music was down, and it made such a huge difference to the atmosphere. I love it when the music is like blasting. And it's got that fantastic bit at the beginning where it shoots you off, and then what I love is if you're not on the ride and you're just looking at it, you get to see that actually happening. How amazing is that first ride on Hyperspace Mountain gonna feel after 2 years? And if this doesn't say that we love it, I don't know what does, but we set a challenge where we had to ride it 10 times on a trip. 10 times, and we succeeded. We did it. Luckily, it was quite quiet that week. Yeah, but yeah, it's got to go there. Next is Indiana Jones and the Temple du Peril. Yep. I'm Let's Do It Again. I think it is Let's Do It Again worthy. The only reason I personally would put it in Has to Be Done Once is because it gives me the worst headache, and it's really annoying because I really love the ride. But I do remember reading during lockdown that they were working on making the seats more comfortable. There's something about it where I just really hit my head every time, and I try and keep my head back, but for some reason it just gives me a really, really bad headache. So that's the only reason why I don't ride it again. But it's definitely on Let's Do It Again level, because like the actual ride is really good. Yeah, I think that is another one where we came off and we went straight around once. Yeah, and then I was like, oh no. I'm a massive Indiana Jones fan, so having a ride about Indiana Jones, it's got to be Let's Do It Again. Yeah. Do you know what I'd love them to add, which would probably put it to the top? The music. Yeah. I do like a ride that has music or sounds or... Oh, well, speaking of music and sound, the next one is It's a Small World. It's a small world after all. I think this is going to be a controversial one because I feel like it's going to be on the top of some people's lists and on the bottom of other people's. Are we going to put it in the middle? I think it's a middle. We always I think it has to be done once. Yeah. Again, it's a funny one because it's not my favourite ride, but it gives me all the Disney feels, and I think it's because it's one that my family always remembered, even from our trips when we were young. So I think it's just that nostalgic feeling of...
It was one of the few rides I would go on when I was a child.
It's just Disney, isn't it?
And
Whether you love it or hate it, it's Disney.
And I just find it really relaxing.
Even
though the music's
some
going.
Some people would definitely disagree with
I could just quite happily be like, yeah. Oh, we're in it.
It's when we got stuck once.
Yeah, we're stuck,
we were in there
okay.
for like 5-10 minutes. Just
I don't mind.
In the same spot.
And I always love saying hi to the Disney ducks.
Yeah.
That were always outside.
The Disney ducks. Next is Le Labyrinth de Alice, which is obviously
the Alice in
Alice
Wonderland.
Maze.
Yeah.
I think it's if we have time. What do you think?
I was going to be a bit harsher and say we could give it a miss. But that's not saying that we don't like it.
Yeah.
It's just that I could go.
Okay,
and not do it.
Yeah, to be fair, go on. I think we tend to do it. Well, we've done it once.
We
were
in there quite a lot.
And it's also a thing like if you do it once, then that's
Well, Helena's got a special tip, which is always go left.
Yeah, you always just follow your left shoulder.
Which works quite well, doesn't it?
Always get you out of a maze.
Whereas if you trust me, we end up in there for ages.
What I love is when you reach the castle in the middle, because you can take some amazing photos from there.
That is good.
But yeah, to be fair, I wouldn't be sad if we... I think there's been many trips where we haven't done it.
We haven't done it, yeah. Oh!
What's next?
Le Mystère du Nautilus.
Nautilus!
If we have time, I would say.
I think it's if we have time, it has to be done once. There's something about it that we always
But I don't think we've done it every trip, though.
Have we not?
So then I feel like we can't put it in.
Have we
Has to be done.
not?
I don't think every trip we've been through it, no.
Okay, if we have time. But we really like it. It's good.
Makes you feel like you're in a submarine, but it makes you... Now that I've watched the movie, the classic movie, I will now feel like I'm in the movie.
Yeah, and you know what? It reminds me of our first trip to Disneyland Paris together. Because I remember it's on the vlogs, and I remember standing by the water out the front.
Yeah.
And that just always reminds me of that first trip. Because it was like one of the first things we did.
There's lots of surprises, and there's loads of great photo opportunities as well.
And quite a lot of people don't know it's there.
And if it's raining, it's good to go in.
Hide underground. So next is Crush's Coaster.
Dude! This is a cracker.
This is such a good ride.
But is it? We don't tend to head straight for it because of the queues.
I think it's let's do it again.
So if I'm taking them literally, the different categories.
I think it's not on Big Thunder Mountain and Hyperspace Mountain level. It's very close, but for me it's on Indiana Jones level.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's really good, and I would highly recommend queuing for it at least once.
Yeah.
It's really annoying that you can't get... It's one of the only ones which you can't get a fast pass for. So the queue is always really long. And I think that plays into why sometimes we don't go on it as much, because we just don't want to queue for hours. But it's really good.
The maximum we get on it is twice, I think.
Yeah, if we go really early in the morning.
But it's got a cool thing in the queue where you get to play a game. We have a little competition.
But yeah, no, it's good fun. I do like that one.
Oh, the Orbitron!
See, this one we missed for ages, and then we finally went on it one trip and loved it.
Helena's hat nearly flew.
It was really funny.
Pull back the lever to
make the rocket fly.
Pull back the lever.
It just made us laugh like the whole way round. It's amazing if you do it at night, because Discoveryland is completely lit up. So I think it has to be done once.
I think when we next get back, I'd like to do it.
We'll try and get on it. It's a really good ride, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, it's another ride which is, aimed at children, but we loved it.
We love it, yeah. Oh, it is Philamagique.
Oh, it is. Ooh.
I love Philamagique.
I do.
And the one at Disneyland Paris, because it's newer, the picture quality, stunning.
Really good. I think it has to be done once.
Yeah. because it's like a show, and we always love going to see
the shows
the
at
show
least
things.
once.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's on the level of like Crusher's Coaster, Indiana Jones, and Buzz Lightyear, because they're like really good. I think it's in the middle.
How do you say that?
Le Pays de Conte Fils,
I'm so sorry.
sorry, which is the boat ride in Storybook.
Yeah, so it's all these
Storybook.
Not Storybrooke. Storybrooke's Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, I was about to say Storybrooke is Once Upon a Time. Storybook Land.
And it's got all these little miniature models about different fairy tales, which is nice and relaxing. But I think it would be if we have time.
That's what I think.
Because I would
pick Casey Jr.
Go for Casey Jr. Yeah.
Same.
But it's really nice.
And it's really nice on a really hot sunny day.
Yeah.
Because it's really relaxing.
And really study the models, because there's all these little things hidden in each of them.
But it's definitely one which we wouldn't queue for. We'd only jump on if it was like a walk on.
Talking about like
queues.
Peter Pan's Flight. We have to get a fast pass for this, don't we?
There's always a huge queue for this. And I understand, because it is one of the most magical dark rides. If not, I think it's... I'm like Pirates of the Caribbean. But it is a very, very good dark ride.
It's a ride you come off and you go, oh, I wish that was a bit longer, because I was really enjoying that.
It. I think it's on the level of Let's Do It Again.
Ooh.
Because if the queue was shorter, I would go on it more. Like, I think it's on the level of those rides.
That's high praise indeed for Peter Pan's Flight.
I just think it's really magical.
It is, yeah.
And I think it's on a higher level of the ones on Has to Be Done Once as a ride.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you agree?
And it's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. But the only reason we don't go on it loads of times is because there's normally like hour-long waits.
Yeah.
So we always get a fast pass for it or go early in the morning.
Phantom Manor! Heading straight for Phantom Manor.
Especially after like the past 2 years where your love for Phantom Manor has just blossomed.
Yeah, if you're new to the channel, I'm pretty obsessed with Phantom Manor. I did a brief history of Phantom Manor as a video on the channel.
Oh,
I've got a book.
Definitely check that out.
I got a book about the history of Phantom Manor and
all
the trivia linked to it. I've watched numerous videos.
I think now...
We've got a badge.
I know. I think because we know the history now behind the ride as well, it's definitely made it like a better experience.
So it had been closed and then it opened up on one of our trips. And then after we'd been on it once, we went, I vividly remember this, we were in Sequoia Lodge having a drink. And that's when I researched all of the the backstory. And I was like, oh, well, this is amazing.
It's an amazing ride. I'm really excited actually to go to Walt Disney World and go on Haunted Mansion because I want to see the differences, because I can't remember Haunted Mansion as well, but Phantom Manor, the story behind it.
And I love
so
the way
clever.
they've updated it and spruced it up.
It's if you love like dark spooky rides, not too spooky, but spooky element, really good.
This is the Pinocchio ride
in Fantasyland. It's not my favourite dark ride. It's actually really scary.
Oh yeah, like with the whale in it.
I actually think Pinocchio is scarier than Phantom Manor. Again, it goes really fast. It's a bit like Snow White.
But it does. I know what you mean though, because when it goes into the section where they're at the circus.
Yeah, there's loads of bits that like. I think it's If We Have Time. It's not my favourite. Sorry, Pinocchio fans.
Yeah, let's do that for the moment. Yeah, so Pinocchio, If We Have Time. Also, that's the one, unfortunately, where I think we've been in the queue before, and it's broken down.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've been on it a lot. So if we've had time, we've gone on it.
It definitely goes for me. Of those Fantasyland rides, Peter Pan's Flight, Snow White, Pinocchio. If I had to choose what order, so I think that's right because they go like that. Oh!
Yo ho, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Again, I did a video about this, brief history of Pirates of the Caribbean. Shameless plugs, but you know.
I think it has to be Heading Straight for It.
It is.
It's a classic, and it's
a
one of our favourites.
Nostalgic ride. I love the smell, the bromine.
We always have to go on Pirates of the Caribbean at least once a day. Like, we always go on it.
I think we've probably been on that more than any other ride.
Rides. The queue is never normally too bad. It's like a middle ground queue. And it's just worth it because the ride's really long.
Yeah.
And it's a classic.
Yeah, I love it. Ratatouille!
Ratatouille! Now, I have a newfound love for Ratatouille. I was never that bothered by it. Like, I liked it. But then on our recent trip, or the one before...
Yeah, you wanted to go on it loads.
I just loved it. I don't know what happened. I just fell in love with it.
It is very well done. I mean, the ride technology, it's trackless. And they're just programmed to go different routes using sensors.
I'm really excited for it to come to Walt Disney World because I feel like that would be a really nice addition
to the
French Pavilion.
You know, you're shrunk down to the size of the rats.
Yeah, I think it's really clever, and I love the music. I love the music of Ratatouille. I was listening to it a couple of weeks ago, and I just find it so like immersive.
I still need to listen to this Ratatouille the musical.
Oh yeah,
came out.
I think let's do it again because I'd always be like, if we had, if we're able to, not if we have time, because that's one of the things. But I would always be like, let's go on again.
Yeah, and then also we love Bistro Chez Remy.
Yeah,
and you're able to see it as you're exiting.
There's just something special about that area now. I like the little food booths.
I can't comment on the next one because
it's
the ride that I've never been on. It's RC Racer.
This is RC Racer. Martyn can't go on this one because
just the movement,
the
like
motion makes you feel a bit sick.
Yeah.
I think it is if we have time level.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, for me, we could give it a miss because I never go on it.
I wouldn't go on it on my own again. I went on it once on my own, just because I wanted to see what it was like. I found it really short.
Right.
It was fun, but it was just short. So I think if we have time.
If we have time, yep.
Yeah.
It's going in there. Oh. Helena's got the Robinson Crusoe dance. So this is the Le Cabane de Robinson, so the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse.
Treehouse. Has to be done once.
It's that high?
No? Where were you thinking?
I was thinking if we have time.
If we have time, it's getting long.
But,
we better have a lot of time.
But it is something we do like to explore, and I do just want to go back because when that starts playing, Helena now has this thing where she has to do this dance.
Also, I just think it's really like clever how it's like you go up and you see all the.
It's a shame you can't stay in it.
All the different what would you call it? Not sets, but like.
Yeah, like the different parts, and the bedroom and where they eat.
And it looks so pretty when it's lit up at night.
Yeah.
I just think the whole thing's really.
And it's a welcome sort of addition where if it is busy, you can go and have a look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going in, has to be done once.
Yeah.
Star Tours L'Adventure continues. So Star Tours The Adventure continues.
Star Tours is another really nostalgic one for me. It just reminds me of my childhood and going to Disneyland Paris with my family. And
a massive Star Wars fan as well.
It's one of the top two.
It is. It's either
we always go on it so many times.
Sometimes it's our first
ride. I think it might have to go to Heading Straight for it because there is no way that we would ever do a Disney trip and not go on Star Tours.
No.
And the nostalgic feel of it.
We always look forward to it.
Yeah. We love Star Tours.
And we're always like, which one are we going to get?
Yeah.
Which scene? I hope we get that bit because that's our favourite bit.
And it's cool to see over the years how it's changed.
And like they add,
What is this?
It's the Magic Carpets.
Oh yeah.
To Walt Disney Studios. Aladdin Magic Carpets with Roll 'em.
Well, we prefer this to Dumbo.
Yeah. So
I think it has to be done once.
Yeah. We always do it.
Once.
We always do it once, yeah.
And I don't know why we prefer it to Dumbo. Just maybe because we like Aladdin.
I mean, Aladdin's one of my favourite films, and I love the colours of it as well. All the
Yeah.
bright, vibrant colours. And it reminds me of the time when I was trying to get used to drops for Tower of
You were
Terror.
like,
And I was like,
drop the carpet.
let's drop, come on! Gotta get used to it.
Next is the Mad Hatter's
Teacups. Love a teacup.
We do. It's either in Has to Be Done Once or Let's Do It Again. It's one of my favourite parts of Fantasyland. Because we just love we love it.
I'd be tempted to put it in Let's Do It Again.
Yeah, me too.
There's something about teacups.
Yeah.
That we just have so much fun. And
Yeah.
like the laughter's just uncontrollable sometimes. It is. Like, what?
The laughter's just uncontrollable.
It is though, because like you're just.
Do you know what that reminded me of? We were watching Tim Tracker's vlog and little Jackson was dancing to the music and Tim Tracker said just get the rhythm out of him, and we just found it so funny because he was like uncontrollable.
No, but it was a bit where
dancing.
he's like, we've had to take him to the side.
Yeah.
Because he's got to get that rhythm out of him.
So cute. Okay.
Thunder as a boat.
Oh, okay. I forgot about this.
We've only done it once. We did it on our very first trip, which was when it was really hot.
Mm.
But, might be controversial.
For the Walt Disney World one. No?
Yes, but we've done so many trips where we don't go on it.
I think it might be
we could give it a miss.
Me too.
It's going in there.
It's going in the bottom. Yeah.
It's an impressive sight.
It's impressive. I prefer the boat at Walt Disney World. I don't know why.
But you do get some good shots of like Thunder Mountain and Phantom Manor.
I wouldn't be annoyed if we finished a trip and hadn't been on it.
No, well there's sometimes we've been where it's not been open either.
Yeah.
So. I think if we've been on trips and we haven't gone on them, then I think
it could go in there.
Yeah.
Next, Tower of Terror! Heading straight for it. It is on top tier.
Yeah.
Top tier ride.
Tower of Terror took me ages to conquer my fear, but once I did, can't get me off of it.
Yeah. Who remembers those vlogs where you were too scared to go on?
And I love the new version of it where you've got the different stories for the different elevators.
We've been in them all now.
Been in them all now, yeah.
Tower of Terror is going to be one which I'm going to be so excited to get back on when we go back.
Speaking of uncontrollable, I get the giggles. I was so scared of it, but all I do on it is laugh.
Yeah. Has to be. It is top tier. So good.
Yeah.
Next is Toy Soldier Parachute Drop, which makes me laugh because this is what Martyn... Did you go on it before?
I went on it before and it was actually more frightening than Tower of Terror, I thought.
Because you could see.
Because you can see. Well, I could give it a miss because I've only been on it once and that was the first trip we went on.
It's not my favourite. Sorry if anyone's a parachute drop fan.
If you were going to go on a drop ride, you'd go to
I would just head straight for Tower of Terror.
I love the theming, I
wouldn't be annoyed if I didn't go on.
I like standing and like watching it.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Go, but
yeah,
as
it's
we
not one of our faves.
walk past it.
And then, what a perfect ride to end on. Slink it dog! Zigzag spin.
Slinky dog.
So, if you've watched the channel, you will know that Slink it dog is our catchphrase. We call it that. Like, we use it so much.
It's a phrase we use a lot, yeah. Not so much at the minute because we haven't been to Disney, but...
And we love the ride.
It just fills me with so much joy. It just goes round in a circle and it goes up and down.
It doesn't do much.
And it's not that long, but for some unknown reason...
It's just one of our favourites.
I love it.
And I think as well, because of Slink a Dog, like, we like it even more.
Yeah. Someone picking up on the fact that we said Slink a Dog.
And now it's like...
People call it that, which
message
is really
us
fun.
and everything. It's a hard one because as a ride, I don't think it's on the top tier level, but for nostalgic and for our channel...
Oh, you're thinking heading straight for it?
No, I'm thinking
let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
I think because you've got Big Thunder,
yeah, it's not on that tier. It's not on top tier, but it has to be on Let's Do It Again because Slinky Dog.
Oh,
I don't think we'll ever not say it like that.
I just can't explain. I mean, it's one of my favourite characters.
Yeah.
Slinky Dog from Toy Story. Massive Toy Story fan. And then it's the fact that you slide into each other and yeah.
We've done it.
Wow.
We actually managed to do it.
We
and we got ones in all.
We challenged ourselves to do this in quite a swift fashion, didn't
and I think we did. We did well, because I think there's over like 30. Let us know if you agree. I'm pretty happy with our top tier.
Should we quickly go through it?
Yeah, so top tier is Big Thunder Mountain, Hyperspace Mountain, Phantom Manor, Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Tours, and Tower of Terror. They are, in our opinion, the best rides.
Top ones to go for. And then you got Let's Do It Again, Buzz Lightyear, Indiana Jones, Cruiser's Coaster, Peter Pan, Ratatouille, Mad Hatter's, Teacup, and Slinky Dog Zigzag Spin.
Very good tier. Then you have Autopia, Snow White, Casey Jr., It's a Small World, Orbitron, Magic, Robinson, Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, and Magic Carpets. So yeah, they're all fun rides.
And then if we have time, you've got Aladdin's Enchanted Passageway, you got the Carousel, you got the Cars ride, Dumbo, Nautilus, and then you got the Storybook. I keep forgetting what that one is there. The Storybook, and then you've got Pinocchio and RC Racer.
And then the ones that we would give a miss, we wouldn't be too sad if we didn't get on them.
Only 3 though.
Yeah, only 3.
So this is how much we love it.
Would be Alice's Maze, Thunder Mesa Boat, and Parachute Drop.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I don't think I want to change any.
I just want to go and do all these things now.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I don't want to be too positive, but I am hopeful that we will be able to get to Disneyland Paris soon. We are waiting until it becomes a green list country.
Yeah.
And yeah, then we would definitely look into
heading on over,
booking a trip.
and getting on all these fun things.
So exciting! But thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let us know in the comments if you agree, disagree, and let us know your top tier rides.
Yeah, definitely.
See if they're the same.
Always love reading through those and seeing which ones jump around on your list compared to ours. Let us know if you want us to do any more tier lists regarding Disney parks. I think there's a couple about Walt Disney World as well.
Yeah. It'd be quite fun actually, and maybe we could do one about shows as well.
See if there is one.
We do love the shows, but they'd all be probably in the top.
But if you like this video, then hit like and then also subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, we will see you next time. Bye!
Toodle Pipski!
Come true.